Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Oh my God, do I feel like shit? But I thought I can't go 2 weeks letting you all down. This must have been starting last week, something going off, and yeah, it's come to a head on it. But there we go, a bit better than I was yesterday. I was 50 Shades of Grey yesterday. That weren't too impressive. But there we go. I hope you're all well. I don't think I'm going to last you a full hour tonight, folks. But I thought we'll give it a shot for a little while anyway. So yeah. On that note, please do start firing in your questions if you've got any for me. And yeah, we'll see where we get. My head's not been firing the best today either, but there we go. I'm not. I don't just like sitting around being ill. That being said, I did think, oh, I pushed myself this morning because I've had CFAS come over. I felt all right for a while, so went for it. Then all of a sudden, it just hit me and wiped me out. So there we are. But I've heard I'm not the only one. There's a few out there suffering at the minute. But yeah, horrible time of year. And now this daylight, oh my God, I can't cope with it. It's horrendous. So clocks are changed, aren't they? Daylight's gone. Even during the day, it's shit. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. So there we go. Right, what have I got to share with you anyway? Not too much, I don't think. I have loaded up a fish actually. I'm going to get the files now before I forget. Make sure they're where I need them to be. This is, I mean, yeah, updates from Japan. They are rolling in now, coming together with people's fish harvesters. Still got so many to catch up with, but had a couple of phenomenal ones from NND the other day. This honestly is just mega. They I managed to secure 2 tosai in spring. One was for a client. I say spring, actually, the first one that I'm going to show you, I secured back in December last year, and it was a bonkers tosai. The size of it was nuts. And then by April, when I was there, I think it might actually be on a video, I negotiated with food because this fish that I had my eye on was just looking phenomenal, really phenomenal. I think about 45 cm back then, around about 10 months old. It was bonkers. And in the end, it took me about 3 days of negotiating with my sensei, and in the end, he relented. And yeah, I managed to get my hands on it, and that's been harvested along with this other one. And those guys have really upped their game, even with these. It's nuts. Honestly, it's nuts. So I'll share that with you shortly. It's the client's one. Keep in mind a bit close to my chest, to be honest with you. It needs a bit more time. But yeah, I'll share it at some point. Right, let's have a look who is in this evening. Yeah, that's it. I felt that shit. I even fancied a drink, but it's coming back, and everyone keeps reminding me as well. It might help. Ah, dearie me. Yeah, crazy time of year, folks. It really is. And then yes, I've Telegram, WhatsApp group. Guys, if you're not in it yet, get yourselves in. The links are in the video description. I'm on a mission to get the WhatsApp group up to 1,000 members. It's not actually that far away at the rate it keeps going up. And now in there as well, it's not just posting news. I'm also running live auctions throughout the week with fish directly from the farm. There's been some cracking interaction on there. It's been good fun this past week and some last week as well. So yeah, Mickey's had a new koi day today. So yeah, oh come on, that's outrageous, isn't it? Florida, 26 degrees and sunny. I should kick you out of chat, Greg. To be honest, not having that. Could do a bit of that right now for sure. So yeah, let's see where we're at. Oh, there we go, straight away, Simon. What's the best way to prevent shimmies on kohaku? Oh, God, these are complicated things, shimmies. They really, really are. Now, I think one of the things that I've picked up the most, hard, soft water, all that, I don't buy into. Like I don't buy into it for Sumi. Generally, there's a lot more to it in the actual water makeup. So with shimmies, what is a given is some types of Benny tend to be more prone to it for whatever reason, and that tends to be the brighter, more intense Benny. So that's when you get into the likes of a Dainichi, Kagura, sort of historic lineages, things like that. But it's not all the time. It's not in every pond, and yeah, some ponds tend to really force it out, but there are no hard and fast rules for this. All I would say is if you find that a certain breeder's fish struggle in your water, it probably is best to avoid them. It is realistically, it's a bit of trial and error because, like I say, there's no hard and fast rules for it. So I would say avoid that. If you can link that you've got a certain type of Benny that doesn't do well in your water, that will allow you to reverse engineer with some advice. Look for certain breeders to avoid and ones that might actually work better for you. Matsue, for example, tends to have a softer Benny that would be less shimmy prone than the likes of a Nagami Kohaku, for example. So but yeah, just keeping a clean, healthy environment as well, which I know most of you guys do anyway, can tend to help. But other than that, yeah, I mean, and this is the fun thing about it, what will work in my water or be a problem in your water will probably be fine in mine. This is why I say you have to get used to what works in your water. But the thing I can tell you for sure is that those different types of Benny, especially the harder, more intense ones, can typically be a bit more prone to it. Yeah, so the Telegram group, guys, been absolutely amazing. The community in there, honestly, absolutely superb. Lots of great advice. Even when I'm a bit too busy to get back to stuff, the guys within there giving out some great advice as well. And I think it's just proving to be a great place to have a natter or get a bit of help. Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. I see a question here, Luke, about me having a blank canvas, but honestly, I'm going to leave that one because I know Satch has got a bit of something lined up with those. Oh yeah, there we go, guys. I think you've maybe seen Keith's video. If not, have a look on his channel. Keith Kent Koi Kicks. I invited Keith up to help me with or to film the harvest of my super male pond. My God, was that a day? You've probably seen my video on the channel as well. Absolutely bonkers. But yeah, the koi are doing well. The ones that have gone back in are stacking weight on. And yeah, the ones outside settling down, ready to start being photographed, in all honesty. So yeah, that was a great day. And Stuart there, yeah, enjoyed the auctions this week. Good, I'm glad to hear it. What it does mean, however, is there's a few more notifications on with the WhatsApp group, but I do only open the chat up when we're doing an auction and close it down again after, so it's not pinging off all the time. Because we've got the Telegram community for that. Yeah, it is actually, mate. On it big time. Got it takes some looking after as well, let me tell you. Hello, everyone. Right, let's have a look. Hi, Ricky. Noticed that when feeding heavily and KH drops below 4, nitrite goes up. I assume due to the nitrate batch not having enough food to process the nitrite. What level of KH do you normally maintain? Yeah, I'm sort of, and this has come up today actually. When you sort of kind of hit that 4 mark, 4, 3, as you drop to 2, you're always going to have problems, but different ponds will vary. But you are in an absolute ideal world if you keep it around a 6 as a minimum. You don't really need to be going much above, but a 6 is generally what's considered optimal for all-round performance. But yeah, when you are feeding heavily, your pond is naturally acidifying a lot more, primarily through carbon dioxide production, which forms carbonic acid in the water. So yeah, I would definitely say maybe just worth bringing that up a little bit just to stop that from happening, which very, very quickly when you start hitting that 2, I notice a change in the smell of the water, and that is when I know, we're starting to get a bit of die off in the filter, and it's time to get it back up. Evening, Miles. How are you, pal? No, Dave, lighting. I'm coming round to that now, seeing though it's the time of the year. It has been one on the list, but it just seemed a bit pointless as spring came around, to be honest with you. But yeah, with the imminent arrival of this year's NND Kohaku, yeah, something I need to get on, because I don't want. They did well last year, but I really want to make sure that Benny I get the most out of it that I can. So for sure, we'll be trialing out some stuff on that this winter. Oh, amazing, Ricky. Oracle of my new favorite coin top of wish list is a Gotan Sakura Kohaku, but they seem nearly impossible to find. Greg, I seem to think someone has sold you the dream there, pal, because yeah, Sakura Ogun, yes. The rest of that, mate, just sounds made up to me, buddy. It's nothing, unless we've got some spelling mistakes in there. But even that, as Sakura Kohaku, no. The only thing close is a Sakura Ogun, which in essence is a metallic Kohaku. So I'm not quite sure where you are with that one, buddy, to be honest. Let's see what else we've got here. Are they considered undesirable by breeders? End up called? So yeah, I think, Greg, to be honest with you, mate, can you just clarify? Give me some clarity on what? Because I don't know if you mean a Godan. Sakura, it's not really a pattern form. I mean, Sakura is cherry blossom in Japan, so you might mean a 5-step flowery pattern, but that's not terminology used, mate. But feel free to confirm, and we can pick back up on that one. Evening, all. Hello, one question. I'm going to Japan on Monday. I'm after a red Karashigoi. Where do you recommend to look for one nice for my pond? Yeah, it's a difficult one, because really, as a red Karashi, it was only really Marseille for a little while that was pumping them out, and a couple of other guys, but they certainly didn't catch on, and they just seem to have gone away. Marseille might be your best bet right now because of the volume of stuff he produces. But other than that, I think you're going to be struggling, to be honest with you. So, yeah, give Marseille a shout and enjoy your trip. Yes, it is, buddy. And I'm going to add myself to the Telegram for some reason. Yes, pass. If you got me on WhatsApp, buddy, feel free to send me a message. I'll see what I can do. David Martin, hi Ricky. With winter coming, should I leave air pumps on or not? I take it. Yeah. So if you are unheated when it gets really cold, it's not cold enough at the minute, but when it starts getting really cold, feel free to turn them off. I often do. In fact, I always do outside. Just no point having it on, because that water will saturate itself really well anyway. So you might as well save yourself some money on the running costs. Can you ship to the US? My God, if I had £1 for every time I've been asked that in the past few weeks, Ralph, it's something we are looking into imminently, mate. And we've got a few plans in the pipeline for it, but it's just one of many projects we are working on. More of which will be coming to fruition soon as well. Great question. Been thinking of temperature fluctuations and causing fish issues. So you're heated to say 20 degrees, clean the filters and refill with cold water, which reduces the temp. Could this cause fish issues? Yeah, as well as the fresh water issue. You might tend to find that's more it when you're refilling. It's changing the water environment, which will be doing it more so than the cold water, to be honest. But you have got to be careful, because depending how you put in that fresh water in. See, I would always recommend topping up through your filter, but obviously you need to make sure you're treating that water before it goes into your filter, because you don't want to be adding a dose. You don't want to be adding a dose of chlorine into your pond anyway, but certainly not directly into your filter. So it just allows it to mix a little bit, because if you put that, say, directly into the pond, yes, the fish will swim against it. they will enjoy it, but they will get a bit of a chill from it, which could lead to some parasitic issues a bit further down the line. Ricky, do you know of a colour food in the making for Sumi? Not whatsoever. I don't think there is a food that can influence that, to be honest, buddy. It's just other environmental factors that will influence Sumi, which leads me on, actually. Look at that. That's given me a burst of energy. So, as I have been sat here working away, I often get a few YouTube videos playing and just let a few of them, because it has been tough for me not being in Japan. It's all for a good reason right now, and it won't be long till I am there. But I just, same as anyone, I miss the place. I like to see it, see what's going on in fish houses. And honestly, if I see one more person just going, when the Sumi comes up, when, as if it is the most guaranteed thing in the world, the safest bet, I swear my head just might explode, because it's just not that predictable. Sumi is the most complex of all the colours, the hilarious, the most unpredictable. And my God, have you got to have some experience and understanding to even mutter any level of certainty about it and how to manipulate it and get it going. But honestly, fish that I keep seeing that are just, yeah, hopeful is the word, and just so when the Sumi comes up, and I'm just thinking, for fuck's sake, it just leading everybody to believe that is an absolute given, and it's not, guys. It's really, really not. So yeah, there you go. That's that little rant out of the way. Right up there with the Tatigoi wankers who have been at it again big time. Oh my God, honestly. The fish I spoke about at the beginning, right, which I will share at some point, is the very definition of a Tatigoi. So good now, so good, but still so far to go. Just absolute quality personified. And but not some piece of shit fish at 600 or 700 quid, and often even less, that's been picked out of a breeder's reject pond just because it's got a bit of Sumi down. Absolutely not, madness. But bear all that in mind when you're looking at product out there, and just don't take it for granted that Sumi, when you're looking at it, will come. Different types of it will react differently. It reacts differently in different environments, different times of the year, you name it. So yeah, there we go. I got hired onto a large koi company over in the States. You're a huge inspiration in my growth in the hobby. I hope to run into you one day. Got a lot to thank you for. Just want to say thanks. Wow, absolutely amazing. I appreciate that a lot. Terry, how we doing, pal?
Of course. I'd say we go together like tea and biscuits, or pie and hash, or, well, one friend.
What the hell? Oh, that Siri on the home pod, that thing, honest to God, does my head in. That's cracked me up, that has. Oh, well done, you lot, as well. I've only just noted there's absolutely no football banter so far. You've impressed me, guys. Or has it just got that bad that you feel that sorry for me that you can't even mention it? That's I think that's kind of where we're at, isn't it? How's the Black Zeus? It's good, mate, but it's still here. Tell your dad he needs to get his arse over here and get it picked up. And on that note, guys, actually, yeah, because he does keep reminding me. Actually, the draw for the Black Zeus that Sunnybank, the raffle they've got running, still tickets available. Get them bought, guys. It is probably one of the rarest koi in the koi world. There's so few of them around. It doesn't look like there's going to be any more, and it's a chance in there to win that fish, which is looking absolutely insane. So check that out over on their website. I'm planning to grow on. What's the smallest realistic size? I think, Darren, around 300 gallons, absolutely bare minimum, to be honest with you. God, it's amazing how that little rant's picked me up. Feel like I could just go for it now. Yes, Telegram. Very good, mate. Really sorry you've been under the weather. Stinks to be sick when your responsibilities are still there. How long do you withhold food before shipping? Yeah, so mostly, and I mean, if it's in our sales ponds outside, generally we net the fish up for 48 hours prior because they only get fed once a day out there anyway. It's not intense. If it's something more serious or heavier packing, then we'll go to 3 or 4 days. If it was international shipping, we'd look to starve them for 7 days. And make sure that they're not eating algae off the pond walls as well, which is very, very important. Oh no, the missus is here now. She thinks I've been pulling a fast one. I should be saying the same to you, darling. Get your ass back home now. Look after your poorly husband. Oh God, that's me getting a beating, isn't it? Right, let's have a look. Oh wow, yeah, geez, my cage one out of tap. That is a unique problem. You see, some systems will adapt to it. This is the interesting part of it, and it can be hard when you've got water that doesn't, is naturally kind of there at one. You can buffer, but you'll tend to find it'll want to come back down very quickly as well. So the best thing you can do really in that situation is get some acid mops in there, and by that I mean things like oyster shell, lithaqua, that are going to soak up some of the free acid in the water and just try and keep that KH as stable as possible. Hi, Ricky. Can you put anything on for split dorsal fin or just leave it to heal itself? Leave it to heal itself. Obviously, the warmer the water, the better that will do in that respect. Evening, Marcus. How you doing, pal? Ian, talking about the Telegram group, we were discussing the Nagoka GC and its skin quality, almost sparkling in places, even though it wasn't Ginrin. Thank you from Marido. What is this described as, please? They often call it a gin, so a shine, but not Ginrin. It is prevalent in quite a few fish. So Tucano is probably the one we know of the most with that characteristic, and it is a characteristic he's really tried to capture in his Sankey. Now, interestingly, when I spoke to him about it, he was of the mind that and I don't know, I've never fact checked this through Sakai, so I don't know if it's a bit of Tucano's head being shot, but I doubt it when it comes to koi. So the very, very, very old Sakai strain that he, obviously his lineage is Marido Sakai cross, originated with Matsunoski blood. And we have to remember that there is a hell of a lot of Sankey almost originated from that Matsunoski strain. It was so prevalent back in the day, and that shine was a big characteristic. So even though a lot of these bloodlines now are so many generations away from that, some of these characteristics can pull through, skip through all them generations and chuck themselves in. And then in like Tucano's case, when he's had offspring from it, he's then tried to utilize them further in his breeding to actually make it a consistent characteristic. When you actually get that proper gin, it tends to form just around the lateral area, about 3 scales. You might find 3 lines of scales up from that area is where that will tend to sit. It really does look superb. It really does. It's very different to getting the odd Ginrin scale on a bigger fish on the top, which can often come because it can just be a bit of Ginrin, especially if it's in a bigger, older fish, because sometimes you will have breeders who produce, say, a Ginrin Kohaku. More often than not in there from that spawning, you will get both fish. So you'll get non-Ginrin and Ginrin. So you can tend to get a bit of crossover. In young fish, however, it can be different because it can be concentrated cells which create that effect of Ginrin. And then as they grow, it just disappears. So quite complex stuff. But yeah, that characteristic is super, but it's very much typically a Matsunoski thing, but we see it in more stuff. But like I say, that's not to say the Marido bloodline is not a direct descendant of Matsunoski. So there'll be something in there. And just the odd random fish can throw it anyway. Fish of real extreme quality, but it's rare in that case. In the case of Tucano, like I say, he believes it's come from the fact of where the Sakai fish he used originated from. Like I say, that's not fact checked. We never know with Tucano. The guy just lives by different rules. Morning over in the States, Susan. Got Dainichi Super Monster Kindai Showa. Shiroji's off-white, creamy, even will this whiten up? More than likely, yes. It can be a natural part of the growth pattern. And God, my eyes feel like pisslets. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so it more than likely will. It could be on the diet, could just be coming off the back of the summer growth. I don't know how you've kept it, buddy, to be honest. But most of the Shiroji of my fish right now that are in growing ponds will look exactly like that. And I don't care two monkeys, because just changing things up a little bit, I'll soon correct that. Oh, yeah. How long would you take to drop the temp down from 18 to 12C? I'm heated at 19 just now, but we'll be looking to drop down to 12 when our fine Scottish weather drops soon. I'm surprised it's held out this long, to be honest with you, Paul. Yeah, so I would say, you just want to be steady with that. So I would say if you could do that over a period of 2 weeks, that'd be good, just to allow the pond to keep adapting, keep dropping your feeding in line with it as you keep going along, and that should be absolutely fine. Maybe drop it a couple of degrees, let that stabilize, a couple of degrees, let that stabilize, and do it that way. You've not got to do this half a degree a day and stuff like that. They don't tend to cool down that quickly, but it's about letting it stabilize to the new conditions and you adjusting the feeding as you keep going down. You drop the temperature but carry on feeding as you are at them temps, you're going to cause issues. Fair play, Anne. We're like I say, we're working on it. Oh, there we go. Ricky, I meant cherry blossom with many small benny spots and vast areas of white. I saw this, Dev. Yeah, fair enough. I'm not even going to comment on that one. Yeah, wow. People love making a word up, don't they? Crazy. But yeah, Sakura is cherry blossom. That's about as much as I can give you on that one. Evening, you went, man up. It's a little cold. Hey, Al, at least I turn up, pal. Ooh, there's one. I've not had a chance to speak to him about that yet. Eric, have you ever had a koi you've left in Japan inadvertently sold on again by a breeder? Not that I'm aware of, buddy. There's certainly plenty of shit that goes wrong, let me tell you. It's already been starting this year. I just found out one of my big fish as well, a breeder, hasn't come out of the mud pond, which has absolutely devastated me, out of its warranty period as well. And yeah, another one which was, my god, super valuable fish, big farm, and even between me and the breeder, I only saw bright things for the future of this fish as it grew off up to 90 centimeters, and Benny's gone to shit, which is not ideal. It's amazing, when I don't see it, breeder doesn't see it. It's such a high potential fish, and it happens. It's just a reminder that this is livestock we are dealing with, and it will always catch you out. Sorry, guys, I'm just following a bit of conversation in there, trying to make sense of it. Good one. I like it, mate. I like it. Brilliant. Oh, yeah, there's a point. Look, Mickey reminding me. Guys, hit the like button. Absolutely essential. It makes such a big difference to how these videos get distributed. And I greatly appreciate it. Yes. Right, guys, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I am feeling it right now. I've got two things to. I'm going to share this fish with you, for one, and then I am going to tell you about our next event. So the rumors are true, guys. Absolutely true. Battle of the Breeders online, taking our industry leading physical event online for the winter. How does this sound? Maruyama versus Dainichi. Maruyama Kohaku versus Dainichi Mona Lisa Showa. Yeah, it's going to be a banger. And not only because of the fish we've got, I mean, the size that they're at already, we're talking like 30, 35 cm starting size. So you can quite imagine where they're going to get to, growing until the end of February. Growing till the end of Feb. All right, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, Arthur's here. Look, he might have come to try and sell his Achieva, folks.
No.
No?
I don't want to sell it though.
You don't?
I do.
Oh, he does. I only mentioned to him the other week he's got the most banging Achiever he picked when he was in Japan with me from NND, and I've had it in my big pond. I says, "Oh, we really should get that sold." Me pushing because I could do with the space. No, not having it. And all of a sudden, the kid needs a new scooter and bits and bobs, and he wants to sell his fish. So, anyone after an absolutely banging Achiever, drop me a DM somewhere and I could make your dreams come true. So, sorry, after that little interruption, yes, Battle of the Breeders. So the starting size, 30, 35. I think we probably know that one. Some of them are going to be bigger, actually, I think. We're going to be heading towards them 50s, I think, with the kind of body, 45, 50s with the kind of body, you know I'm going to deliver. But what a dream meet. Two absolute heavyweight breeders with the Dainichi stuff, one of their most famed, revered Showa lines. And Maruyama, I mean, what can you say about Maruyama Kohaku? Best bit about it all, the fish and the growing. So growing is going to be till the end of February. And then it's going to be, I'll overwinter the fish till the end of March for people as well. 595 quid all in. How's that for you? So based on the fact of I know how many we're going to sell, plus I've got no physical event costs, I've really, really done something to make them super, super attainable. All sold directly. So there's numerous payment options in there as well. The PayPal, Pay in 3 bits as well to make it even more accessible. But yeah, today, get yourself in the WhatsApp group because tomorrow I'm going to release details and you'll be able to sign up for it. We're going to do a full video about it to drop on the channel. But this is your chance, guys, as you're being frank, we've got 30 places available. We've already offered it out to our previous Battle of the Breeders participants, and 18 tickets have already gone. So there's only 12 left. And yeah, from that, we're going to let our you guys who follow this show and who's in the WhatsApp and Telegram, you're going to have the next dibs at those 12 remaining ones before we actually put it live out on the whole channel when a lot more people get to see it. But what a contest that is going to be. We've figured out a process to do the whole selection online and basically make sure so you can choose if you want Kohaku or the Showa. And, you know, if all 30 people want the Showa, basically what we're going to do is enter 60 fish for that. So everybody's got a decent choice. So the selection order will be done on a live event. So, and from there, people will pick the fish and then I'll go and work my magic on them. So, yeah, I wish I had a bit more energy to make that, but I think it sounds exciting enough anyway as it is. And it's going to be an absolute banger and a nice fit. I think that truly is a Battle of the Breeders. They're a really similar size and they're actually going to be grown. I've not done this before. They're going to be grown in one of my 3.5K ponds, which is going to be absolutely nuts. These results are just going to be insane. So, yeah, feel free if you're interested to reach out through Telegram or WhatsApp. But I'll release some details on that tomorrow. And like I say, feel free to get yourself signed up. And then other than that, let me see. I don't know what screens I've got set up here for this. Hang on. That one, I think. So NND. There we go. Look. If it's actually going to play. Oh no, technical error. Right, let's try that again. Just bear with me a minute, folks. I have got some videos. Say if you're interested, I can drop you a DM of a couple of the ponds that the fish are in, which they just look absolutely bonkers. They really do. And you'll obviously see them. There's the video when they arrived over on the channel as well. Let me see if I can find this file again. There we go. Look at that, folks. That's KB saying congratulations. 61 cm at 18 months old. And mine bigger than that, Ripper. How's that for you? What a piece. They put it in the world's smallest bowl as well, but absolutely drifty. That's a dreamy shoulder as well. Dreamy thin eye shoulder. It's lovely body set though. Head, shoulders, the whole shebang of it is just nuts. And interestingly, someone mentioned about these being pushed and forced. Now, interestingly with these ones, it doesn't always happen the same way, but these were standout growers, so not forced, have been identified. Often the fish that grow like exceptionally bigger than everything else tend to look like shit. In this case, NND's had some this year that not only were the best fish like that, they've also grown and stood out way above the others. So, yeah, it's amazing. And from there, they just give them every chance to excel. And you see those commenting. I have to have a word with him about his spelling. Brilliant. So yeah, there you go, guys. What a fish. What a fish. Well done, NND, for raising, at that level as well. Super impressed with that one. One last one I've just seen there. Wayne, yes, we do, but obviously the whole range of everything we've got, not only have we got a direct service now, we obviously have an entire network of dealers that we work with all over the country, mate, where we're pumping fish into. So, and our auctions, plus we are looking, let's say one of our new projects very soon, I think will be a partnership, hopefully with somebody is going to be quite interesting. So, but yeah, there's loads of guys out there we work with, got koi at all levels from us. And obviously what I'm doing, I'm not trying to tread on any toes too much in that respect. There we go, guys. It is a good achievement. Maybe I'll just hook you and Arthur up, mate. You can do a deal, and then I'll just send your dad the invoice, pal. No problem at all. Just there we go. All right, guys. I'm going to go get back on the sofa and make a load of horrible noises and get myself wrapped in a blanket again. But appreciate you all tuning in, and I promise I'll try and be a bit chirpier for next week. We've got some amazing content lined up for the channel as well. Hopefully, it's not gone to plan because of how I've been, but I was hoping to harvest the Sakai pond this week, but I will now be doing that next week for sure. Very, very excited about that. That pond is looking nuts. It really is, and that's probably going to mean there'll be 1 or 2 or 10 Sakai fish out there in the marketplace as well. Yeah. Amazing stuff. So, yeah, be back next week. Hopefully a bit more energetic. Like I say, yeah, content. Sorry, I've got like 3 harvest videos we need to get processed and put through. Bangers as well. We've got a Marido Sanzai, Nogami main harvest, and NND champion wood pond harvest when we've managed to get it all done. So, loads of great stuff for you to watch and enjoy. Other than that, guys, like I say, really appreciate you all tuning in, and I will see you next week, no doubt.